do this for all your clients?
It's all about the yin and the yang, the balance of opposites. This afternoon in the courtroom with your ex-husband, it was all negative energy.
Well, this is definitely positive.
Hello?
Watch it, jerk!
Inside edition, current affair, hard copy. I'm guessing there's a Kennedy involved.
Close, but no cigar. It's Mickey Myerson.
Mickey Myerson, the divorce attorney? That'll narrow our suspects down to about $1 billion. What happened?
Won a big case this afternoon. Came here to celebrate with his client. According to her, left around 10, grabbed his keys off the valet stand.
Where was the valet?
On the side of the building, unconscious. Somebody clubbed him.
How'd he buy it?
Strangulation. Me thinks it was piano wire.
Well, maybe it was his piano teacher.
Where the hell were you this morning? I've been here for over an hour and a half. I've been filling out forms and handling the press. You know, we're supposed to be partners.
I had things to do.
In Boca?
How'd you know I was in Boca?
That's where Don's Donuts is.
Look, I apologize, okay? Next time you can show up an hour and a half late.
Have we got some suspects or any clues or anything?
That's the interesting thing, the lack of clues. There's no witnesses, no hair or fiber, no fingerprints, no footprints.
Sounds like a professional hit.
That's what I'm thinking.
Famous divorce attorney noted for representing the wives of rich, powerful men. Men who would know people who know professional killers. I like it. All we need is a client list.
What?
The legroom back here is like nothing. You think for the money you pay, you could have a dinner party back here.
What is it about cars that make men stupid? Or stupider?
You like them?
Yeah, I know that. But what's the psychological reason behind it, other than the phallic thing?
Beats me. Unlike you, I tend not to analyze every little thing I do.
You think I do that? You think I analyze every little thing?
Yeah.
And why do you think I do that? That was a joke.
You want me to think that was a joke? I'm not a lawyer, but a guy killing his wife's divorce attorney may be justifiable homicide.
When are you gonna get over our divorce?
I'm not talking about our divorce.
You were talking about our divorce.
Cassie, judge gave you the dog, my dog. There's a reason why they call dogs man's best friend.
You had visitation.
Yeah, until you killed him.
I'm not gonna have this argument again.
I don't blame you. If I killed a dog, I wouldn't.
I didn't kill him. He dug under the fence, he ran into the street after a female dog, and he got hit by a car.
Right, it's semantics. You say tomato, I say you killed him.
See you back at the station. I said, I'll see you back at the station. What are you looking at?
See that gate?
What about it?
There's a camera at the entrance pointing up the street.
And?
And, since that street leads to the main road, the killer, assuming he came in a car, would have left by that entrance after he did Myerson, passing that camera.
Okay, I take back the car comment.
Frieza. Is there any way to make it clear?
Not that I know of. It's a fixed focus on the entrance.
I know someone who can make it clear. Do you mind if we take that tape?
Be my guest.
You better wait here. These guys are the nervous type. Hi, Glenn.
Cassie, saw your picture on TV. Guess it wasn't the camera that added 10 pounds.
Hi, Cassie. Where's the murderer?
He's out back. I want you to take a look at this.
Hey, what's that?
Oh, Darren, I wanted Glenn to look at it.
Where'd you get this?
Surveillance camera near the scene of the murder.
Typical surveillance tape, below camcorder quality. I don't even know why they bother. Wait, Glenn, I'm not through with that yet.
Guys, I'm a little short on time.
Very Andy Warhol.
I need to be able to read the license numbers on any cars passing by after 10 p.m. You think you can do it?
I can do it. I can do a lot of things.
Hey, who's the stiff?
That's my new partner, Tom. This is Glenn. Glenn, Tom.
Do I come to your house and touch things on your table?
Sorry, here's your pen.
It's not a pen. It's a digital voice recorder that I built from scratch. Hasn't even been tested yet.
Tell you what, we'll test the pen for you. You get us the license numbers. Win-win.
Yeah, okay.
Thanks.
This is the list of potential suspects.
See, I wasn't that far off. Close to $1 billion.
That's a lot of clients.
Ah. Now look, do me a favor. Stay on the list on this one, okay? I got hard copy going for our trash. I got the chief calling me every 5 minutes.
Well, what's his problem?
Myerson represented his ex-wife in their divorce.
You must be on the list, too.
The chief doesn't want to be accused of dragging his feet on this investigation. All I'm saying is, stay with the list and away from hunches.
No problem here.
Who's next?
Jimmy Green.
That's a sports agent, right?
Yeah, he represents half the Dolphins. Seems he wasn't pleased with the result of his divorce. And as a logical reaction, he stalked Mr. Meyerson for 2 months until Meyerson got a restraining order. William Drell was a judge in that case.
1 to 10, I give him 5 as a suspect.
Yeah, me too.
What's wrong?
Old war injury. Must have slept funny.
Got the name of a great chiropractor.
Thanks. Ryan. Yeah. Okay, fine. Yeah. Thanks.
Who's that?
Next is...
Who's that?
What difference does it make? It's got nothing to do with this.
Fine. Just making conversation.
I thought Meyerson represented the wife exclusively.
He does.
Not in Harrison versus Harrison. He represented the husband. On that alone, the wife's a 7. The ex-husband was worth about $90 million. 2 points for that brings her to 9.
What's her beef?
She openly threatened Meyerson in court, got 100 hours of community service as a reply. Apparently she was being generous with her threats that day. She also threatened her ex-husband, the court reporter, and the judge. Judge Drell, I might add.
Oh, look, will you get off Judge Drell already?
He's involved in this. It stinks. I can smell it.
Wishful thinking.
It's funny. His name keeps turning up.
Because there are only 3 family court judges in Palm Beach. That means there's a 1 in 3 chance he'll be the judge.
The guy has the compassion of a cluster bomb. Okay? I didn't like him when he did our divorce.
Well, the ex-Mrs. Harrison sounds like a good place to start. What does she do?
Oh, I didn't even notice. She's an Ingrid's Intimates model. Mandy Harrison. Mandy Harrison?
Jeez, you are pathetic. You have a breast fixation that rivals maiden forms.
Sorry, did you say something?
Are you Mandy Harrison?
I don't go by that name anymore.
Did you used to be Mandy Harrison?
Who are you?
We're Sergeants Ryan and St. John, Palm Beach Police. Can we talk to you for a minute?
Sure. Can you undo me? So, you're a cop. You look like a cop.
Thank you.
Do you ever get scared?
I used to. I discovered I was bulletproof.
Do you know Mickey Meyerson?
Scum of the earth. He represented my husband in our divorce.
He was found dead last night.
Who killed him?
What makes you think he was killed?
Obviously, you never met him.
You threatened Meyerson.
2 years ago. It was in the heat of the moment. Haven't you ever done anything like that?
Yeah, that happens.
I shoot off my mouth and get 100 hours of community service. Meanwhile, OJ walks.
Tell me about it.
Where were you last night around 10?
I was at a nightclub promoting the Ingrid's Intimate CD-ROM catalog. There are about 500 people there who saw me.
Well, I'm sure it won't be a problem.
Thanks.
Why didn't you hire Meyerson? He's supposed to be the best divorce attorney in Palm Beach.
Because my ex-husband hired him first. He had it all planned out, right down to bribing the judge.
You're talking about Judge Drell?
Who else?
Well, do you have any proof of that?
Read the transcript. My case was bulletproof. I signed a prenuptial agreement under duress. Judge just ignored the evidence. That and the fact that 6 months after our trial, Dro was appointed to the U.S. District Court.
So what?
So what is that my ex-husband was chairman of the selection committee that came up with his name for the position.
Yeah, thanks.
This is insane. We're going on the word of a woman who walks around in her underwear for a living.
Checks out. Norman Harrison was the head of the selection committee.
He's not even a suspect.
We're following a lead.
I think we both know what we're following.
Look, Harrison has $90 million. He had Mandy sign a prenup, but he did it at the altar, which qualifies as signing under duress. He figures he's going to get halved, $45 million for bad timing. It's a lot cheaper to bribe a judge, especially one like Drell, who's got the ethics of a tapeworm. Come on, you got to admit it makes sense.
Yeah, well, so does Mandarin Chinese, and I don't understand that.
What do you got against Mandy anyway?
Nothing. I just think she's nothing. I have nothing against her. What do you think of her?
I could do worse.
You have done worse, and that's not what I'm talking about.
Oh, you mean as a suspect?
No, as a potential marriage partner. It never ceases to amaze me how little it takes to turn a man into a blubbering idiot.
Her alibi is airtight. End of story.
Whoa, it's a big boat.
Well, it's not the size of the boat, it's the...
Motion of the ocean, right. You just keep telling yourself that.
What's that supposed to mean?
Nothing.
You meant something by that. Trying to tell me that I didn't stack up in that department?
Boy, aren't we sensitive?
About that, we are.
Oh, wipe that stupid smile off your face.
I'm not smiling, not on the outside anyway.
Thanks, honey. Hey, you ever hear the story of Prometheus? Well, in Greek mythology, he stole fire from Olympus and gave it to man. And in retaliation, Zeus plagued man with Pandora and her box of evils and chained Prometheus to a mountain where an eagle fed on his liver. I named my first operational system after him because I felt, like fire, computers could be both helpful or they could be harmful. I'm getting off the subject?
Mickey Myerson.
Right, Mickey. Well, Mickey was a terrific lawyer. He also became my friend. It troubles me that Mandy is dragging his name through the mud, especially when he's not around to defend himself.
Are you saying she lied?
Mandy's always had a gift for telling tall tales. In fact, she has a number of gifts, as I'm sure you've already seen. Basically, it just boils down to sour grapes on her part.
So you're saying it was strictly coincidence that Judge Drell was appointed to the federal bench 6 months after your case?
Do you know anything about Judge Drell or his family?
Not really.
His grandfather was the governor of Florida. There's a county named after him out near Gainesville. His father was one of the state's finest Supreme Court justices before his death.
What does that have to do with his qualifications?
In a perfect world, it wouldn't have anything to do with anything, but that's why they call it politics. Listen, Judge Drell is a fine judge, a man I've spent time with socially on numerous occasions, and yes, a man whose family history helped him get where he is today. That's not a crime, is it?
No, it's not. Thanks for your time.
My pleasure.
But I am curious. Why did you hire Mickey Myerson?
So Mandy couldn't.
You just can't admit it. Mandy's breast threw your equilibrium off, and you jumped at the possibility that Judge Drell was dirty. And what's really scary is a guy like Harrison is head of a selection committee to pick federal judges. At least cop to the fact that Norman Harrison had a perfectly reasonable explanation for everything that happened. This is so reminiscent of when we were married. Whenever you were wrong, you just clammed up. What are you doing with the cellular phone scanner?
What are you gonna wear?
So what are you doing? What are you up to?
You've reached the offices of Judge William Drell. Leave a message and we'll return your call as soon as possible.
Bill, it's Norman Harrison. The police were just here asking some questions about you. Give me a call when you get this message.
Oh, I hate to say I told you so, but... Oh, who am I kidding? I love telling you that. I told you so. Drell's dirty.
Speculation.
Yeah? He called him the minute we left.
So what? It's an old boys network phone call. Hey, the cops are here. Don't know what's going on, but just thought you might want to know. Because that's what old boys do.
So what are you saying? That if a cop came to your house asking questions about me, the minute that he left, you'd call me?
Absolutely.
Yeah, you're probably right. But Drell's still dirty, I know it.
Let's say for argument's sake that he did take a bribe. Why would he want to kill Myerson 2 years later?
Myerson has a lot of these mega divorces. He knows Drell took a bribe, so he puts a squeeze on him for a case, another case, another case. Drell gets tired of it, he hires somebody to take Myerson out.
That would make sense, except for one thing. 6 months after the case, Drell was appointed to the district court. He does criminal law. Myerson is exclusively divorce.
Cassie's right. Besides, this guy's not even on the list. I told you to stay with the list.
Yeah, but Cap...
No, but Cap me. You got a thing for this judge because he killed your dog.
No, she killed my dog. The judge was an accessory.
The bottom line is your dog is dead and I don't want to hear anything more about it. You stay with that list. There's plenty of good suspects on it.
What about his partner, Van Barrow?
And Barrow's a criminal defense attorney.
Who practices in front of Judge Drell?
So what? Drell's district covers all of South Florida except for Miami. Every Palm Beach criminal defense attorney who practices will go before Drell at the district court level.
The list.
Do you have a filter in your brain that prevents you from hearing what Harry said?
Look, nobody asked you to come. Besides, I'm off the clock. I'm doing this on my own time. And don't you think it's perfectly natural in the course of an investigation to want to question the victim's partner?
She was already interviewed.
We're following up on new information.
Speak a little louder so when Harry asks which one of us to shoot first.
Can I help you?
We'd like to speak to Patricia Van Barrow, please.
Do you have an appointment? She's really quite busy right now. I can schedule an
We'll be
appointment.
brief.
Sir,
Sorry to bother you, Palm Beach Police Department.
I'm sorry, Miss Van Burrow. He walked right past me. Do you want me to call somebody?
No, that's all right. You can leave us. You came to talk about Mickey.
That's right.
How's the investigation going?
There are a number of suspects. With all due respect, he's not going to win many popularity contests.
Except with his clients. So, how can I help you?
How long did you know Mr. Meyerson?
About 10 years. He handled my divorce. I liked the way he worked, so we went into business together.
How was your relationship?
It was good. We had our fights, like partners do. We actually dated at one time, but we realized we were better partners than lovers. I've already been over this with one of the officers when I identified Mickey's body.
I know. Please bear with me. Do you know Judge William Drell?
Of course. You can't practice criminal law in this town and not know Bill.
What about Mickey?
He knew Bill when Bill was in family court.
Is there a phone I could use?
There's one in the reception area if you'd like some privacy.
Thanks.
You look really tense.
Goes with the job.
You should let Veronica work on you. She's done wonders with me.
Well, I should give you a call sometime. Do you have a card?
Thank you.
That's incredible. Oh, the pain is gone. Thank you. What?
That was NCIC. Glenn called in over a dozen license numbers. One of the cars that passed by the surveillance camera belonged to Sammy Picaro.
Wasn't he one of Nicky the Greek's goons?
Yep, and Meyerson was a professional hit. And this is a big and, Nicky the Greek was just indicted.
So, Nicky whacks Meyerson and in return gets preferred customer treatment on his current case. I'd be willing to bet a year's salary that Nicky's trial is being heard by Judge Drell.
Bingo.
Are you absolutely sure?
Tom, I've checked 3 times. Nicky the Greek's case was filed in Miami and it's being heard in Miami.
I'm stunned. I'm in a state of... I'm stunned. I mean, it was all locked up. Please don't sit on my desk.
It happens. Somebody looks good for a crime and then a better story comes along.
Yeah, but it was strangers on a train. The Hitchcock movie, Strangers on a Train. 2 strangers meet on a train. One guy wants the other guy to kill somebody in his life who's been annoying him. And in return, he'll kill somebody in that guy's life who's been annoying him. That way, there's no connection to the murders.
I'm not sure I follow you.
Nicky had no connection to Mickey Meyerson, right? So there's no reason to ever suspect him, ever. He whacks Meyerson for Drell. Drell throws his case out. Strangers on a train.
Other than the fact that Drell isn't hearing his case, it's sound.
You want to tell me why Sammy Picaro is in our interrogation room with his attorney? Because I looked on the list. He is not on it.
We got Picaro's license plate off a surveillance camera outside the Grand Palms Hotel. Meyerson was a professional job, and Picaro is tied to Nicky the Greek, so that brings us to now.
I've been put his name on the list. We're adding names to the list.
I'm Detective St. John. Detective St. John, Detective Ryan.
Mind if I smoke?
Smoking's bad for you.
It's also illegal in this building.
What are you gonna do? Arrest me for smoking?
You can count on it.
I've been meaning to cut back anyway.
Just so you understand, in the interest of full disclosure, we're not charging you with a crime, and you're under no obligation to talk to us.
I got nothing to hide.
I briefed Mr. Picaro fully on his rights. I argued against coming down here, but he felt like there might be the potential for a lawsuit, so that's why we're here. In the interest of full disclosure.
Great. Where were you Thursday night?
Thursday night, let's see. Oh, I watched Friends, then I went out to dinner.
By yourself?
Yeah, I know it's hard to believe, but I didn't have a date.
Where did you go to dinner?
Le Meridian.
That's in the Grand Palms Hotel?
That's right. Oh, but I didn't eat there. When I got there, I realized I'd forgotten my wallet, so I went home, made myself a tuna sandwich, and went to sleep.
I don't suppose you saw anyone that could provide you with an alibi.
I didn't know I needed an alibi.
Well, you never know when one might come in handy.
I might have called my mom, but other than that, I don't think I saw or talked to anyone.
Well, I guess that's it. Thanks for coming down.
I read the papers. I know that a divorce lawyer named Mickey Meyerson was murdered in the parking garage of the Grand Palms Hotel Thursday night. But I don't know Mr. Meyerson. I don't know anyone who knows Mr. Meyerson. And if you want to put me on a lie detector and ask me those questions, I got no problem with that.
Strangers on a train.
Well, do you have anything solid?
It's kind of a gray area.
Gray area, yeah. How gray?
Charcoal.
3 hours. That's all we ask. Just 3 hours, and I swear we're on this list like super glue.
All right. You got 3 hours.
Why 3 hours?
I don't know. 4 seemed excessive, and 2 didn't feel like enough.
Somebody confess?
I ran a background check on Van Borough.
Why?
Because her partner's not even cold yet, and she's getting massages acting like nothing's wrong.
Well, some people deal with grief differently, Cass.
What would you do if I was killed?
I'd be miserable. Create a void in my life that I couldn't fill, and a day wouldn't go by that I didn't think about you. Probably.
Anyway, it seems Van Borough had a key man insurance policy on Meyerson to the tune of 10 mil.
So we've got motive. As his partner, she would have known where he was going to be when he died, so we've got opportunity. I like it, and we've only used 45 seconds.
Do you need anything else before I go?
No, I'm fine, thanks.
Okay. See you tomorrow.
Night. Great security.
Cass.
Who's there? You take the stairs, I'll take the elevator.
There's someone after me.
Did you see who?
No, they were coming into my office, so I left through my private entrance.
Okay, stay close to me, okay?
Don't worry, I will.
So you never actually saw who it was?
I know someone was there, if that's what you're asking. You said yourself there were 2 bullet holes in the janitor's closet.
Do you think this was related to Mickey Myerson's death?
Do you?
I asked you first.
Since I don't know why Mickey was killed and I don't know who'd want to kill me, I really can't say. What were you doing here anyway?
You had a $10 million Keyman life insurance policy on Mickey, is that correct?
Are you saying that now I'm a suspect? Someone just tried to kill me.
Patricia, we're just trying to do our job. It's an obvious question to ask.
We had policies on each other, both for $10 million. It's typical for any business partnership.
$10 million?
Do you know what our annual billings are? 1 or 2 contingency cases could easily exceed $10 million. We were probably underinsured.
You're not telling us everything.
That's not true.
You know something about Myerson's relationship to Judge Drell.
I told you what I know. I told you everything I know.
But you suspected there was more.
I knew that Mickey had incredible influence with Judge Drell.
And you didn't ask why?
The first thing they train you to do as a lawyer is never to ask a question that you don't know the answer to.
Did Mickey ever act on behalf of you or your clients?
We were partners. We each had a vested interest in the other one doing well. I never asked for any specific help. You can draw your own conclusions.
One last question. Did Mickey ever know or do business with a guy named Nicky the Greek?
Not that I'm aware of.
Divorce lawyer, criminal lawyer, judge.
People who graduate from law school. People who work in a courtroom. People who have no ethics.
Do you mind?
Well, next time, don't think out loud.
You're not helping me.
Don't you think I've been over this a million times already?
Over what?
The list. What else?
Well, the chief wants a status report by noon.
No problem.
We're dead.
Ryan, could you hang on a minute, please? So, do you want to fabricate the status report, or should I fabricate the status report?
It's the underwear queen, isn't it? You made a date with her in the middle of a homicide investigation. Do you know how incredibly unprofessional that is? And not to mention...
Rude, callous, unfeeling.
all of the above. She probably fell off of her shoes and needs your help.
Detective Ryan. Really? Well, I appreciate you calling. Thank you. That was Patricia Von Barrow. A request for change of venue has been put in for Nikki's case. It's about to be transferred to Palm Beach. Judge William Drell.
You're kidding.
She says it hasn't been approved yet, but these things are rubber stamped all the time.
Whatever it is you're thinking, forget about it. Last time I saw that smile, we got suspended.
I got an idea. Okay, with a little luck, we might have a plan. First, we have to pay a visit to Judge Drell.
See, I don't like it already.
Who has the most to lose in this case?
Other than us?
If Nicky doesn't have a stacked deck with the judge, he ends up doing time. The judge, he does time for the bribe, and he's publicly disgraced. Norman Harrison, he gets 6 months in a federal country club, publicly humiliated, but he stands to potentially lose $45 million if his case is retried.
Well, so if Harrison's the weak link, why do you want to see the judge?
To get him to admit he accepted a bribe.
If something's important to the police, it's important to me. Now, how can I help you?
As you're probably aware, we're in the middle of a rather high-profile homicide investigation.
Mickey Meyerson. Tragic affair. I knew Mr. Meyerson from his many appearances in my court. He was always well prepared respectful of the law, and a worthy advocate for his clients.
In the course of any investigation, we hear all kinds of things, any number which might not be true. We heard some innuendo about you and wanted to squelch it before the press got wind of it.
You're talking about Mandy Harrison. I suspected that might be why you're here. Norman Harrison phoned me.
Did he?
We're friends. He called out of a concern for my reputation, much like the reason why you're here. Mandy Harrison threatened Mr. Meyerson, a court reporter, and myself. And while it may have been made in the heat of the moment, the integrity of the legal system is of paramount importance to me. I gave her a chance to retract it. Well, you can read the transcripts. I took the opportunity to.
And when she wouldn't retract, you gave her community service.
Threatening an officer of the court is a felony, punishable by up to 2 years in jail. I thought I was doing her a favor by only giving her 100 hours of community service.
Well, so basically there was no, and you'll forgive me for this, quid pro quo for Norman Harrison?
Bluntly speaking, did I take a bribe from Norman Harrison? No, I did not.
You can understand, given he was head of the selection committee, there was the appearance.
Oh, I understand completely. But the fact is, the selection committee merely makes a recommendation. I was appointed by the president, and I don't think he had a vested interest in the outcome of Harrison versus Harrison. I took a bribe from Norman Harrison in Harrison versus Harrison.
That's perfect. Sounds like he actually said it that way.
What were you expecting? It's digital. Makes it easy to smooth out the highs and lows.
By the way, this sounds like entrapment. How about a hug?
I took a bribe from Norman Harrison in Harrison versus Harrison.
That's an interesting tape. I have no idea what he's talking about. I really think anything you have to say should be said to my lawyers.
That's fine, if that's how you want to handle this. But there's an alternative that might be much more attractive to you.
It's an alternative that only exists right now.
Let's say, for the sake of argument, I was interested.
We want you to wear a wire when you have dinner with Judge Drell tonight. And try and get him to admit that he was involved with Mickey Meyerson's death.
I have no idea why I would do that. But if I did, what would I get in return?
This tape would cease to exist.
Although you're still going to have to write a rather large check to your ex-wife.
How large?
Yeah, it's me. Let me talk to him. Hey, I'm at the marina. The judge is on Harrison's boat. What do you want me to do?
Hurry up. Judge Drell is here. He's heading down the dock.
The whole idea is to get him to talk about Meyerson. Okay, remember our questions, our visit? I'm sure he'll take the bait. And we got enough information, we'll come out.
Here's to your health.
So, guess who paid me a visit this afternoon?
Ryan and St. John?
That didn't take long.
You want to hear something funny? I was the judge at their divorce.
Small world.
He was an idiot. All testosterone. So I gave her his dog and his Mustang. You'd think the least she could have done was thank me in person. I wouldn't kick her out of bed, although I remember her being thinner.
So what do they want?
What you said on the phone. They asked about Mandy's allegations. I held the line, gave him my distinguished judge speech. End of story.
Did they ask you anything about Mickey's death?
Why? Did they ask you?
Well, no, I just thought it might have come up. You know how cops like to fish.
You know, Norman, this whole police business makes me very nervous. You wouldn't tell them anything that would jeopardize our agreement, would you?
Of course not. Why would you even think such a thing?
Maybe I'm just paranoid. Or maybe I think that you'd do just about anything to keep all of this.
I don't like the sound of this.
I can assure you, what happened between us stays between us.
I appreciate that.
Get out of the way. Carl.
Unfortunately, Norman, I'm not much of a risk taker. And relying on you sounds a little risky to me.
You're gonna kill me?
No, I'm not going to kill you. He's going to kill you.
Drop it, Picard!
Freeze! Got him.
Ooh, that had to hurt.
You did this? You did this, didn't you?
Happy birthday, Cass.
Ah, so that's what Boca was about. All the phone calls and the hushed conversations. You were planning me a surprise birthday party for me.
That's right.
I feel like an idiot.
Well, I'd go with that feeling.
But in all fairness, my birthday was 3 months ago.
I know that. That's why it's a surprise, totally unexpected. Right?
Huh?
You are incredible. I owe you an amazing thank you.
Not necessary. But out of intellectual curiosity, how would you define amazing?